Here's a brief tutorial on two-step equations. Two-step equations. If we take a look at this example of 2x plus 5 equals 15, one of the students in class discovered that, oh, well, x has to equal 5 because 5 times 2 plus 5 is 15. So I asked her, I said, well, what were you doing in your head? And she said, well, if I subtracted 5, I would get 10 over here, and then if I would divide by 2, that would give me x would equal 5. And so we talked about it a little bit more in class, and then we kind of linked it to the order of operations, but the order of operations in reverse. If this is the order of operations, where we do parentheses first, then exponents, multiplication and division, adding and subtracting, we're going to be working in the reverse order. So we're going to start with adding or subtracting, then we're going to multiply or divide. So let's take a look. We've got this first step of subtracting 5 from both sides. We're working in the reverse order of operations. We have 2x equals 10, and if we divide by 2 on both sides, x will equal 5. Let's take a look at an example here. Sorry about some of the craziness of the pen, but we'll see what happens here. I've got I have a problem here, and it is 8x minus 3x minus 10 equals 20. Well, let's do what we've learned to do all along, where we add the opposite. Then what we're going to do is we're going to combine like terms. So let me circle one set of terms and another set of terms. So 8x plus a negative 3x will be 5x plus a negative 10, and that will equal 20. So we've combined like terms. Now what we're going to do is we're going to apply the order of operations in reverse. So we're going to start with adding or subtracting, then we'll do multiplying or dividing. So here we're going to add 10 to both sides. 5x equals 30. Now we're going to do the multiplication or division, and in this case we're going to divide by 5 on both sides. And so x will equal 6. Let's take a look at another example. Here we have 20 equals negative 3x plus 6 plus x. We're going to combine these like terms. Let me change the color on this. Okay, we're going to combine these like terms. This and this. A negative 3x plus an x is going to be negative 2x. We have negative 2x plus 6, and that equals 20. Next, again, we're working from order of operations in reverse. So we're going to do adding or subtracting first. So we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. Negative 2x is all by itself. And now 20 minus 6 is going to be 14. Next, we're going to divide by 2, a negative 2, to get x by itself. So x will equal negative 7. And again, we're combining like terms. Then we apply the order of operations in reverse. So we're going to do the adding or subtracting, then we do the multiplying or dividing. Let's take a look at another problem. We have 2 times the quantity x plus 3 equals negative 6. Well, here what we need to do, if we recall, is we need to apply the distributive property. So it's going to be 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 3 is 6, and that's going to equal a negative 6. Again, we apply the order of operations in reverse. So we're going to, instead of dividing, or multiplying, we're going to add or subtract. So we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. Now we're left with 2x, and negative 6 and a negative 6 is negative 12. Then we're going to divide by 2 on both sides, and then x will equal negative 6. I believe I have one more example here to show you. Here we go. 3 times the quantity x minus 6 plus 5x equals 24. First thing we're going to do when we see subtraction, we're going to make it add the opposite. So we're going to add the opposite. And now let's apply the distributive property. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times a negative 6 is a negative 18. And then we have the rest of the problem, and that will equal 24. 3x plus a negative 18 plus 5x equals 24. Next, let's apply combining like terms. So we have this term that's alike and this term that's alike. So 3x plus 5x is 8x plus the negative 18, and that will equal 24. Now, we're going to apply the order of operations in reverse. In order to get rid of this negative 18, we have to add 18 to both sides. Now, we're left with 8x is all by itself over here, and 24 plus 18 is 42. Now we're going to divide by 8 on both sides. X is all by itself. Here, don't be frightened, we're not going to come up with a whole number. We're going to be coming up with a fraction or a decimal. So let's do this. 8 goes into 42 5 times with a remainder of 2. Eight goes into 20 2 times. Eight goes into 40 5 times. So x would be equal to 5.25. I believe this will be enough information for you to be successful on tonight's homework.